All right. It's been a long time. I don't even know where to start. So, where do I start? I don't even know. Some of you have noticed that, I haven't posted a video for a while, and there is a good reason. Basically, since Christmas, I've just been so busy. I know that's what I always say, and that's just super, super boring, but basically there's just been no time in the day to film, let alone edit any vlogs, which has made me really sad because I really enjoy making videos, and yeah, I've been sad not to do it. But yeah, basically my whole entire January and February has just consisted of waking up at about 6 a.m. when it's pitch dark, getting to work for about 7, and just working all day until about 7, so 12-hour days. And then, at 7, just going back to the forest, sometimes cooking some dinner, but most of the time, actually, to be honest, I've just been getting takeaways. And so I've just not had time to make videos, basically. Not really technically allowed down here. Alright, so the reason I've come back out to the forest today, because right now it's like mid-afternoon, is because last night, as I was setting all this up in the pitch dark, you might notice I'm next to it's probably quite hard to see, but this is just like, a really steep hill, and there's a drop there. And then basically if you just keep going down there, there's just like a sheer drop about there. So it's a really steep hill, and then it's just like a cliff down to a little gorge down there, little valley. And so I was setting up all this last night, and I attached my bag to this branch of hazel here, and my underblanket was kind of sticking half out, but it looked to me like it was in there really, really nice and securely. But apparently it wasn't, because as I was setting up my hammock, I just heard this noise and saw my underblanket just roll all the way down. It dropped off down the steep bit, just carried on rolling, and then just dropped right off the edge of the cliff down there. I did actually go and look for it last night, but it was super foggy and obviously really dark, and I couldn't find it. I looked for about an hour and a half. I really like that underblanket, and I really want to find it, and so I've come back while it's daylight to look for it, basically. And my plan is, and this might be a really silly plan, I don't know. For those of you who have been watching any of these vlogs before, you will have known that I lost my keys a while back. So basically, to stop that from happening, I bought one of these things. Yeah, basically it's like a little Bluetooth tracker. So that's synced with my phone, and I can just like press find. So if I ever drop my keys again, theoretically I should be able to find it with this. But my plan is to get my secondary sleeping bag. So this is my summer sleeping bag, which is kind of a similar weight and size to my underblanket. I'm gonna put that in my waterproof dry bag, drop my sleeping bag down with this, find this, and then hopefully find my underblanket in a similar kind of area. That's the plan. Okay, so it fell off here, and I just remember it rolled like basically straight down there. So I'm just gonna drop this, try and keep an eye on where it goes, and then hopefully this will land in a similar place to where my underblanket landed. It stopped right there. That is unbelievable. Why didn't my underblanket stop there? All right. This is really dodgy. All right, so I remember last night, this fell, it fell and went that way. I'm just gonna go down here to see if I can see it from the top. Obviously have to be really careful because there is a cliff here. You can sort of see there, the cliff, and the path is just down there. I can just about see the path. Alright, I have to go back up now. Right, up there somewhere is where my hammock and tarp is. So let's try this app. Oh man, I really hope this works. Nope, can't hear it. Oh dear. Why won't it find it? Okay, what's really annoying is that this tile app, it says they're nearby, it says it's found them. When I press find, I hear nothing. I just can't hear. It should be ringing quite loudly. Just gotta keep hoping that eventually it'll start ringing. And I think that's where I'm camped, up there. So I think this is the right area. You'd feel like my sleeping bag at least would be really easy to see because it's bright red. Great. The irony. I think I might have actually lost my sleeping bag and underblanket now. So I'm pretty sure that's where I got to on the other side, and that's where the steep drop was. So I think they both must have fallen. I can see the red. I can see my sleeping bag. There it is. Oh, what a piece of... Yes! Yeah! My underblanket. Look at that. How good is that? So, in all these brambles through there, that is the sleeping bag I just threw down. And this is my underblanket, which I lost last night. And I found it. Oh yeah. I thought I wasn't filming then. That'd have been a disaster. Oh, it's soaking wet. That was absolutely soaking wet from all the rain today. It's no problem, I can dry it. I feel like I should publicly say that these little tile things are rubbish, because literally there is my sleeping bag with a tile in it. Press find. That is not ringing. That is so annoying. So if I did lose my keys, I'd be absolutely stuffed because it's a rubbish piece of technology. I shouldn't be so grumpy. Now, the tricky one to get is my sleeping bag, which is just down there. I don't want to rip my new coat to shreds. I'm going to take it off. Oh, I feel really cross about that little tile thing. Why doesn't it just work? Oh, so dodgy. Good. Thankfully last night, because you know this time of year, even though it was warm last night, you still need an underblanket, and without an underblanket I'd be really cold. So thankfully I've got 2 spares. My car wasn't too far, so I just had to traipse back to my car and get my spare underblanket and use that. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. Glad I could share that kind of miniature crisis with you. And oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say is I think my next video I'm going to do my first ever Q&A. There is actually a whole backlog of questions that people have asked in the past which I've never answered, and so I'll answer those, but if there are any other questions you have, just leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer as many of them as I can, as honestly as I can as well. So yeah, see you next time. Can't believe I found it despite this thing not working. No, it's right on the edge. No, find. Doesn't ring. Unless you tap it. How flipping unuseful is that? Great, it's working now. But if you lose it, it doesn't work. So frustrating. Not gonna put that back on my keys. Something's designed specifically for that purpose. Doesn't work.